Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Brittany, if you don't know me. I entertain a lot. I have people over a lot, and everybody always asks me for my recipes and my secrets and how I do things, and basically how to make a lot of healthier options for a lot of the foods that we all love. So I decided to come up with this page to share some of the ways that I make Weight Watchers recipes, or if I just entertain people, how I put things together for holidays, and how I come up with a menu that has a little something for everybody, whether there's dietary restrictions or it's last minute and just things that I always keep on hand for, you never know when people are going to come over. So today we're going to do my easy Weight Watchers Eggs Benedict. It's my healthier take on it. So we're going to use Fiber One English muffins. These are about 3 points each for the 2 halves of it. Then we're also going to use the Hollandaise Knorr seasoning packet. Now, yes, it's not exactly homemade. We don't really do everything homemade here. We do a lot of semi-homemade. So with this packet, the way that I make this healthier is I use skim milk instead of whole milk, and I use Brummel Brown yogurt butter instead of butter. This tastes like margarine, but it's a lot better for you, no trans fat, and it still has that good taste. We're also going to be using Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is very low in calories. You can have 3 slices for 60 calories, and it's low in fat. So we're also going to be boiling eggs. My hack for boiling eggs is I boil the water in a tea kettle first. It takes a couple of minutes. I pour it into the pot and then I make the eggs. I already have everything measured out and ready to go, and we'll get started. Okay. So you want to start with a small pan, pot, and we're going to pour the skim milk in. It's a cup of skim milk. And then we're also going to put in the Knorr Hollandaise seasoning packet. I'm going to put all that right in there. We're going to give it a little stir with the whisk. We're just going to get it all stirred in there so there's no big clumps before we put in our butter. I've also put in one of the English muffins in the toaster oven already, so that is getting toasted and ready to go. Okay, and now I'm going to add our margarine. And that's going to be a 1/4 cup of the yogurt butter. And I swear by this stuff. We go through a lot of it in our house. Okay, so now we're just gonna sit here. We're gonna whisk that together a little bit as it comes up to heat. Right now it's on medium-high. So we're gonna keep whisking. So we're gonna bring this to a boil while we continue to stir it because we don't want it to burn or get lumpy. And this really only takes a few minutes to bring to a boil, if that. It comes to a boil very fast. And once we bring it to a boil, we're just going to let it thicken for about a minute before we take it off. So I'm just going to flip my English muffins over because I want to toast the Canadian bacon on top of it so it just warms up a little bit. If you try to warm it up in the microwave, it will explode. And nobody likes to clean exploded ham out of a microwave, I'll tell you that. So we're just going to put these pieces of Canadian bacon right on top and just slide it back in, toast it for another 2 minutes. So the water is now boiled. So I'm just going to take it and pour it right in my small pot. Okay. I'm also going to salt the water, give the eggs a little flavor. And now I'm going to take, well, we're going to stir the hollandaise sauce really quick. Just about coming to a boil. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stir this pot and make kind of a tornado, if you will. And I'm gonna crack this egg right in the center of it. And that way the egg stays as one, it stays in a hole. So this hollandaise sauce is starting to thicken, and it's also coming to a boil. So we're just gonna cook it and stir it for about 1 more minute. Let it thicken up really nice. You wanna cook it a little bit longer than you would if you were using whole milk. Skim milk is very thin, watery. Okay, so this looks about right to me, so I'm gonna turn it off. And I'm just gonna leave it on the heat for another few seconds, make sure that it thickens up the way that I like it to. Okay, I'm gonna remove that from the heat and I'm gonna let it sit. Our egg not quite done yet. The ham's still toasting. So in the meantime, I took out paprika and everything bagel seasoning. I don't know if you have tried this, but this is incredible. We put this on everything in our house. And also I wanted to mention a good substitution if you can't find the Fiber One English muffins. Any kind of light English muffin is fine. They have the Stop and Shop brand, Big Y. I'm sure they have it in other places, but these are the 2 places I typically go to. But this one, it looks a little different in color because I had it in the freezer with everything going on. I always want to make sure I'm stocked up on light, healthy options rather than just ordering a pizza, which, you know, we would all love to do, but it will come out of this quarantine 50 pounds heavier. So I'm going to whisk this again, just make sure it's thickened. It is thickened, so it's good. Now with this, I portion it into 6 little portion cups. I'll show you the ones that I use. So I use these little salad dressing containers, and they have like 1 ounce, 1.5, 2 ounce. So these are really, really great in the kitchen for meal prepping. And that way you don't have to weigh everything every time, like if you were doing salad dressings, to know how many points it was or how many calories. But I just stored the hollandaise sauce in this, but I let it cool down completely. I put it on my Weight Watchers scale, which I'll show you, which is this right here. I swear by this. I use this for everything. It really does work phenomenal. Okay, so we're gonna take this egg out. This one looks about ready. And so are the English muffins with the ham on it already. So I'm just gonna take these out and put them right on the plate. And it is all ready for my poached egg to go on. So I'm just gonna drain some of the excess water off a little bit. Okay, and you can see it right here. Perfectly cooked, stayed together, not a big mess. And that's from whisking and doing a little tornado motion. So now we're gonna do the same thing with the next egg. We're gonna take our whisk, we're gonna stir quickly in a circle. Make sure it's not too vigorous because you don't want it to actually break the yolk. And we're just gonna let that cook. Still stir the hollandaise sauce every minute or so. Make sure it doesn't get lumpy. And that should be good. I also chopped up some scallions. And I like to put scallions on pretty much everything. It's, you know, it's a healthy option. It adds flavor, doesn't add any points to it. So I already had those chopped up and ready to go. While I do this, in the meantime, I just clean up a little bit. Make sure I have everything ready, everything's back in the fridge. And that way you don't have to worry about cleaning up right when your meal is done, and you can eat it while it's hot. So again, sometimes it's hard to keep all these things on hand. We buy it when we find it and we freeze it. And the English muffins come out pretty good. When we use the last one, we take one out of the freezer and we put it on the counter, let it defrost, and it's ready for the next day. Our egg is almost done here. I am going to weigh out the hollandaise sauce so I know how much to pour on to this. So I know for me, I already know what the points are gonna be because I do 6 servings. So I get, let me point this down. So, let's see if we can get a better view. Here we go. So I put the measuring cup on, I turn it on, it's zeroed out. And now I'm just gonna take this hollandaise sauce and I'm gonna pour it right in. Okay, so it looks like it is little over 8 ounces. Scrape all this here because don't forget every point counts and every little bit counts. So this is actually 9 ounces. So see, it made a huge difference just by scraping the rest of it out of the pot. So we do 6 ounces in our house. So that would be 3 ounces of hollandaise sauce. Actually, no, that would be if we did 3. It would be 1.5 ounces of hollandaise sauce. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pour it into here, and there is a marking that shows me 1.5 ounces, but again, it's more accurate to weigh it. So that was 1.5. So that's exactly 1.5, and that's what we're gonna be using to pour on our Eggs Benedict. So this last egg is ready. Take off some of the excess water, plop it right on there. We'll turn the stove off, add some of our onions, and we'll take our hollandaise sauce that we measured, and we're just gonna pour it all along the top. So you can see that it makes a good amount. Yeah, it's not gonna be dry. We'll take a little bit of paprika, we'll sprinkle it on top for some color and some flavor. We'll take our everything bagel seasoning and sprinkle that as well. And that is our very unhealthy looking but healthy version of Eggs Benedict. We have these for lunch, we have them for breakfast, we have them for dinner. We really enjoy this meal. It has a lot of protein. It's not terrible for you, and it actually comes out to only 5 points on Weight Watchers. So I hope you all enjoyed my first video. Let me know in the comments if there is something that you want me to make next. I do have a couple set up for the next couple of weeks, and I hope you like this video. Thanks.